So the rapper known as Young Thug has been released from jail after yet another one of Fani Willis's cases completely falls apart. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about rapper Young Thug being released from jail out there in Fulton County, Georgia. Now, $1 million question. Hey, ABL, why are you covering this story? Why is it important? This story is very important because this case against Young Thug came from Fani Willis. We know about Fani Willis very well. This case was one of two cases that she brought forward, in my opinion, to get her name out there more, to become a celebrity, to get money, to maybe become the governor of Georgia, mayor of Atlanta, maybe after Andre's done. Whatever, it's a way for her to push forward, to grift, to get money. That's what it's all about. We know that she gave Nathan Wade $700,000 before the Trump trial even began. And of course, the Trump trial is dead. But she was successfully able to grift $700,000 and give it to her sugar baby, talking about some, oh, well, we didn't have a relationship. We weren't really together. Really? You guys were spotted all the time in Atlanta together in public. Fani Willis needs to go to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks. Lock her up, please, because this whole thing was a travesty. Young Thug was a victim. Donald Trump was a victim. Everyone involved with her shenanigans are victims. Now, before I go any further, let's get straight to some news clips. I will link to everything in the box. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Excitement was in the air tonight as family and friends gathered here waiting for Young Thug's release. Now, they weren't able to see the rapper released as he was discreetly driven out of the Fulton County jail. We're here getting driven with his attorney. Now, what we can...
Now, before they continue, shout out to Brian Steele. Brian Steele is the attorney. This guy is going to be the next Rob Kardashian, in my humble opinion, because he almost got locked up by the judge who was on the case. And the judge and the way he behaved during that case was so ridiculous. It was so egregious. He had to get kicked off the case. This case was a total embarrassment. Total embarrassment. Now, I'm not even saying that Young Thug has no criminality with him. I mean, the allegation against Young Thug and his record label and or gang, whatever they want to call it, YSL. The allegation is that, oh, they deleted 50 people in Atlanta in 10 years, all this, that, and the third. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's false. Could be true, could be false. But regardless of that, you got to go about things a certain kind of way. And what you don't do is threaten to lock up lawyers because they're exposing some things that you're doing as a judge. This case was crazy, but I'm triggered, so I digress.
Confirm is he's now a free man for the first time in 2.5 years. The 33-year-old had been behind bars since May of 2022, spending over 900 days in custody. We were here as the crowd gathered, ready to greet him in his first moments of freedom, although they were eventually told that Young Thug had already been released.
But wait, I just want to say one thing. 2 years in jail and you get released like ain't nothing happened. I mean, there's conditions. Oh, he's got parole, probation, talking about some, what, like 20 or 40 years of parole, some stupid stuff. Basically, it just let him go because it didn't have anything. But 2 years in jail, if I'm Young Thug, if I'm YSL, if I'm anybody involved, Woody, shout out to Lil Woody. If I'm anybody involved in this case, I'm suing the state because this was complete prosecutorial misconduct from top to bottom. The same thing happened in Donald Trump's case.
Lawyer Brian Steele described in detail what life had been like for his client behind bars.
Nobody here wakes up every day on a concrete floor that they're calling his bed, gets up at 4:15, gets shackled at his feet, his waist, and his hands.
Now, the man behind him, that's not Young Thug. You might be like, hey, looks just like Young Thug. That's his dad right there. That's his father.
As part of his plea deal, Young Thug could end up back in jail if he violates any of his probation. Reporting live outside the Fulton County Jail, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
Now, today's plea deal does not signal the end of the YSL trial. The fate of 2 more co-defendants remains undecided. Diamante Kendrick and Shannon Stillwell are each pushing for this trial to continue. Atlanta News First spoke with Suri Chata Jimenez, the defense attorney who represented one of the original defendants. He laid out the rough legal road ahead for both men.
I mean, look, let me just pause right here. They may have evidence of some of these guys. They may have fingerprints. I don't know what they got on these guys. I'm not part of the case. I don't know nothing. I'm just saying what they could have, what they might have. It doesn't even matter because the ringleader, allegedly, Young Thug, is home. So if the top guy, the shot caller, the big boss, is not going to go to the penitentiary because they didn't have anything, then how can they have anything on the subordinates? It doesn't make any sense. Really, this case should have just been tossed out as soon as they didn't have anything anymore. It should have been over, but, you know, people want to get careers and whatnot. Now, let's hear from Young Thug's father. Now, he has on an interesting hat, okay, Courtney Kramer for DA. Now, Courtney Kramer is a Republican. That's her right there. So Young Thug's dad is endorsing a Republican, Courtney Kramer, to replace Fani Willis. Oh, and a little bit of context. The question here was, how do you feel about Young Thug being banned from Metro Atlanta? Because that's part of his release conditions. He can't be anywhere in the Metro Atlanta area. I don't know, like how you define that. Okay, if you in Fairburn or something, that might be okay. I don't know. Anyway,
because this is where he's from, you know, and to have a district attorney take that away from him, that isn't a resident from here. She's from another state. You know, and to see her take a man away from where he's from.
And by the way, Fani is from D.C.
To have to go live somewhere else, that's offensive to me. I'm really offended by it.
Can you talk about? Oh, sorry, I thought you were done. I was just saying, can you talk about your bond through music? And part of his conditions is that he can still make music, still do some performances. I know you said you were hoping to get back to that with him.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to work. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're YSL loaded. I'm YSL loaded. You know, and
that's your name, Logan. Shout out to you. Hey, shout out to another Logan.
In order for us to get back to our normal life, we're gonna have to put in some more work. We're gonna have to put in a lot of work, but the work that we need to do foremost for the city of Atlanta, Fulton County, we need to get rid of the poison that's in our system. And that's the district attorney office. So vote Courtney Kramer. Courtney Kramer. I support Courtney Kramer to the fullest. I feel like she's the best person for the job, and it's not because of what she said about us. It's because she said that, and she was in my company and never knew who I was.
Absolutely true.
What are your thoughts on his art being used against him?
Not just the art, freedom of speech. Let's talk about his rights. We freedom of speech, man. You know, how can you take a person's freedom of speech and say, now we're gonna tell you how you need to talk or how you supposed to talk? You know, who would feel comfortable with? Would any of us out here right now feel comfortable with someone telling us you confirmed from saying this? You can't say that.
I mean, he's got a point. He does have a point, and according to our Constitution, freedom of speech, you can't get locked up just for saying certain things. Now, if there's a criminal allegation, I think in this situation here, he's talking about the music lyrics. Now, if there's a criminal allegation against you and there's evidence, then they might go to your lyrics and try to connect the dots. Okay, I hit him in the head and I buried him off 18th Street, and they go behind 18th Street. And if they go to the location and they see a body, then they can just put two and two together. But if they're trying to say you are now banned from saying certain things, and if you say certain things, then you're going to get locked up, that's a violation of your rights. 100%.
You know, what do the Constitution play a role at? You know, these young men, all of these young men, and some of us too, all of our rights are being violated right now. Because
now, there's more to it. I ain't going to play the whole thing. There's more to it. But what he's saying is right. Constitutional rights being violated. You got a poison in the DA's office in Fani, Willis. So he's saying, hey, vote for the Republican white lady. And it's not even about color or nothing like that. It's about getting justice. It's about doing the right thing. I don't care what color the DA is, what gender they are. I don't care nothing about that. It's like, are you going to do the right thing or the wrong thing? That's the most important thing here. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Young Thug, Lil Woody, Moontoon, all them guys. This was an injustice against y'all because regardless of what they want to say, regardless of evidence, it doesn't matter. You have to make your case and do things properly. We have laws in this country for a reason. Your regular civilians got to follow the laws, but the lawmakers, the law enforcers must also follow the laws. And if that doesn't happen, then we don't have a country. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your thoughts on the Young Thug case? You think that this is playing out the way it should from the beginning? Do you think this was an injustice? They should be locked up? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at, or maybe you don't. I want to be crystal clear. If anyone involved, if anyone accused in the Trump case or the Young Thug case did anything wrong, then they should be punished accordingly. However, it's up to the courts, it's up to the lawyers, it's up to the people that are trying this case to prove it. You can't just lock me up because, okay, you think I did something. All right, well, you got to go through the proper steps to prove me guilty, to get me locked up. A jury of my peers got to say that I did it. If you can't do that, that's a you problem. If you guys are too busy trying to get money, put in the sugar baby's pockets, doing little backdoor deals, having sexual relationships, people in the trial, if y'all too busy doing that in the court system, then we got to fix the problem with the court system. Because if we don't fix that, you're going to have innocent people, criminals, everybody end up on the wrong side of the law. And we don't want that in this country. At least I don't think. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.